Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 618, recording live on August 13th, 2025. I'm your host, Cowtown Tony.
I'm another host, Kyle.
And I'm another host, Adriel.
And I know I just jumped in there and totally screwed up the order.
If you didn't say anything, no one would have noticed.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Smooth. All right, let's start with what we did in guns. Let's start with Adriel first. I think his segment is going to be the longest. What did you do in gun?
No, I don't think it is going to be the longest. What did I do? Nothing?
What? You had a maple seed?
Oh, I had a maple seed. Yeah, I did something. I had a maple seed. Where was the maple seed? Red Deer? Yeah.
Blind Man Valley.
In Blind Man Valley. Hey, if you say so. Yeah, I did one of those in Blind Man Valley. Yeah, it was good. Full bunch of people and great location. This weekend coming up, I've got our pal's completely sold out, and I got 3 people trying to get in, so I'm trying to find another instructor to see if someone would be willing to teach with me. And then what else? One of our listeners, so when we were doing the toolkit and gun tools and that kind of thing to bring along, one of our listeners had posted about the miniature like cleaning kit, and then they posted like their little toolkit. And the other night I was into the wine, and I was like, you know what, I deserve one of those things, so I ordered it, the Wera Tool Check Plus. It's got like a bunch of I actually got it for motorbiking, so I got a metric one where it's got all metric along the top there for the sockets, and it's got
the wrong choice.
Crap load of bits. I've got you know what, if I need to swap around for Imperial, I've got Imperial of these as well. It's primarily I wanted like the form factor of being able to fit screwdriver, ratchet, and
it is very small, very compact.
Very well. I mean, like really small. You want to like look at this screwdriver handle, for example. I'll just grab I don't know, like a regular screwdriver. It's pretty small. It's pretty small in diameter and that kind of thing. But that's good. I wanted something small to fit in a motorbike. I was also taking a look at my side bags and that kind of thing and seeing what I need to fit in there. I have a couple of shotguns that'll fit in there. I think I'm going to take my short barrel folding 12 gauge and stick it in there, because the last day we're going to be out there, grouse is going to be legal. So might shotgun some grouse. And it's always nice to have bear spray. What would you call it? Kinetic bear spray around.
Sure, that works.
That's terminology for that. I'm trying to think if I've ordered anything gun related recently. I don't think so. I still have a bunch of videos that my editors have to get to, but it's summer break and they're lazy. So we'll see.
Somehow they're going to get better in the school year. That seems difficult.
I don't know. We'll see. One of them's not in school anymore. They're in university. So
still school.
We'll see. Yeah.
The struggle continues.
I think that's about it for me. I don't think I did too much in gun stuff. No, I don't think so.
Do you see an uptick in PAL students at the beginning of or in the prep phase of hunting time?
No, not really. I see a pretty consistent demand. Like summer's a little bit slower usually, but in the spring we get lots of people looking for their firearms license. Not so much in the fall. Maybe they think ahead a little bit better and get their license beforehand. But yeah, it's busy. The pals are busy. The RPALs less so, but I still have people signing up for those. Always surprised. Yeah, Kyle, what about you?
Well, I was up at Rocky Mountain 3 Gun didn't get to shoot because, well, work got in the way, but still went up there and RO'd. And I was saying last week that it was going to suck, but it was still fun. I mean, it's a match, lots of good shooters, it's good people. So it was still a fun time. I got, as per usual, put on the gully run, the pistol gully run. So that was fun running after, well, there was 194 shooters through the weekend up this gully hunting for targets. So another interesting thing with our stage, we had a little fun side stage thing where they were supplied a MP5. And they were given 5 rounds, 1 pole, see how many plates on a dueling tree they could get over.
Is it a select fire or is it not a select fire?
It was select fire.
It was select fire. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
5 rounds of select fire, though. That doesn't seem like enough.
Well, surprisingly, the most we saw there was 3 people who got 4 plates over. And it was if you got 2 or more, you were entered for a draw. And I want to say about 30% of the shooters got at least 2 plates over. But it was funny because people were like, oh, you only have to get 2? Yeah, only 2. That's it.
I just think maybe, people don't shoot select fire guns in real world that much. And you won't have the feel for it to follow it.
No, it was a good challenge. And it was fun. And yeah, we were putting 18,000 steps a day on. So that was fun. As always, good times with people. We actually got, Crystal and I, we both didn't shoot, and we actually got to walk the table at the very end. So actually both of us pulled $200 gift certificates for Hunters HD. So we'll be at some point here ordering some glasses to try out. And while we were there, I got talking with Blake Pessimetic. I don't know, for those who don't know, Mark Pessimetic kind of got out of the game and basically gave Carbon Arms over to his son. So now Blake is working on gearing that up, both stretch 16 barrels and kinetic arms, so shell caddies. And we were talking, and he happened to have some with him, and I picked up Crystal a nice purple set of shell caddies.
Color's very fancy.
Yeah. And a bunch of us were trying to talk him into doing this types of colors and all sorts of different colors for everything, including the barrels. So hopefully we had some sway there, and he will be looking at doing that kind of thing in the future. He's just kind of getting stuff back off the ground, getting some advertisement going and figuring out how he's actually going to do stuff. So I think he's going to do good with it, though. And yeah. Got home, did some work to the PCC. I found a thing where they were making leather wraps for the handguard and that, and I figured, hey, I can do that. So sat down, molded, and made a leather wrap for the handguard.
That looks neat. Is it slippery though?
No, actually, it's not that slippery. And then I got the lacing on the bottom to help as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if it
does it hold heat in?
I think it will hold a little bit of heat in, but on the same token, this got pretty hot after a run, so it's going to also shield my hand from some heat as well. And then I'm just actually molding it right now. I'm going to put a piece on the buttstock for kind of like a little bit of a cheek pad.
Neat.
So yeah, hopefully get this to the range tomorrow sometime, and test out the ammo, because the new PCC ammo showed up, and I got the buffer springs to test out. So hopefully I can get this dialed in where I like it tomorrow, because we got a match on Saturday, so I'll be able to test it in match conditions, because I would really like to have that dialed in.
Is that me or is that's Kyle?
I think
right?
we have lost Kyle.
No, that is me. So I guess I should have started off. I am on my PO because my internet is out. So I am testing the Starlink Mini in 100-degree sun. So there is a little bit of performance degradation because it has been sitting out there for a couple hours while I worked. as well. So
Only in the US of A you can hold your PCC on your patio and no one's gonna say anything.
yeah.
I always thought about it like if I go clean my SKS in my yard, is people gonna freak the F out? I bet
you if you do it in the
would.
backyard, probably not necessarily. I have nobody here. So like, yeah, there you could see maybe a couple houses through some trees and that, but it's not like it's traffic going by here. So, so yeah, it's not like I'm sitting downtown just handling my firearm. But that's pretty much it for me. Just get this PCC dialed in, and hopefully, and then I can put down a good performance at sectionals. So, Tony, how about you?
When is sectionals?
Sectionals is in a month, so it's September 13th, 14th.
Awesome. I didn't do too much in guns. I did order some stuff, and I'll hate Adriel for that because you just introduced me to a very expensive sport, man. Like ordering more stuff for all the guns. It's
gun?
really annoying. Yeah, it's really annoying. Wow. Yeah, 3-gun. We'll bring this up later as well. I believe for this year, Calgary Shooting Center is actually doing the Vortex demo cell. And I picked myself up a 6X. I don't have it here. It's somewhere in Calgary. I know that. They had to verify that I'm a real person too, which is a little funny because I walk into the store to buy my stuff. I don't really order online from them, but I bought myself a 6X magnifier for my UH1. So I'm going to shoot that combination on the PAR at the Battle of Alberta because I guess it's a video game thing. You have a holographic, so you must have a magnifier, and I'm shooting unlimited anyway, so I might as well put all the optics on it and give myself the visual advantage of sorts. I sight really bad, as you can tell. I also made an order to Profit River. If you're a CCR FR member, download their app, and they have a promo code for you for, I believe, 3%. So counterbalance your GST a little bit. Bought some bullets, brass. Yeah, I think multiple types of bullets, brass for the 450 Bushmaster. So that should come in next week as well. That's about it. Did some inventorying of the reloading stuff, reviewed some of the ITAR stuff that we might talk about later today. But yeah, no shooting though. I am scheduling a range trip with one of my old competition shooting buddy. He hasn't been shooting that much this year. Neither have I. For more obvious reasons, he does have a pistol, so maybe I should just borrow his pistol more often. I should do that.
Hey, speaking about pistols, when you come for BOA, are you bringing a belt that I can slip pistol mag pouches on and do you have a holster or no?
I do have a holster, government length whiz rail.
Okay.
Not a retention
rail on this
holster.
one.
That's fine. It'll fit. Yes, I have a competition.
Do you want one with retention?
How much running is involved?
Enough that you want one with retention.
Okay, maybe I will then.
Okay. I'll
You're gonna find it because you haven't. Well, how many years have you not shot that gun?
I shot it this year.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I'll put a new battery in it. I'll get a retention holster set up for it. Like, there's not much setup. I just need to make sure the little block is in there, so it's good for the thin trigger guard on it. And yeah, it'll be good to go.
Cool. And that's in a little bit less than a month.
Yeah, a couple weekends. This weekend, PAL. Next weekend, Maple Seed. Next weekend, motorbike camping. Next weekend, BOA.
Schedule's still full. Jeez. I'm
in another string of camping every weekend until October 11th and 12th.
Nice.
Started last weekend.
Sounds like our hunting trip is going to be delayed. All right.
It's going to be in October somewhere. Yeah.
Going to upcoming events. Adriel, do you have Maple Seeds open?
Yeah, they're all over the place. Sherwood Park, we've got one on Sunday here that still has some spots available. Ontario's really like kicking it into high gear as well. So if you're in Ontario looking for an event, there's a bunch that they have on MapleSeedRifleman.com. And there's a bunch that they're working on adding as well. So they're going to be doing lots. And Rocky Rod and Gun will also be doing an event out there, which I believe their members are buying right now. So we'll open that one shortly. And if you're on the email list, you probably already got a link to register for that one.
Awesome. What about HGG Farm Training?
PAL's like completely sold out, and I've got like a wait list going. Our PAL still has spots available. And I guess there's September and October. I'm selling into September and October already.
Wow. Okay. Good business.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave isn't here, but check on Ontario Rifle Association ORA's website for their events. And 3-gun events, I see BOA's 2-day match, September 6th and 7th on Practice Score, and August 30th, Sherwood Park has one as well.
And there's the team match, October 4th and 5th up in Peace River.
Okay, you're going up to that one too, aren't you?
Yeah.
You should too, Tony.
Oh my God.
So besides BOA, that's another must-attend match.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun one.
Camp right on site. You'll have a riot.
Okay. And I'm taking too many days off. That's not like me.
That's on a weekend.
Wow. Fair.
Just if you could take the Friday afternoon off, so you could drive up to Edmonton and then get in the convoy, and we'll go.
Fair. We'll talk about that. And going to the news. Who put the news in here? The first one I know, Brenda Herrera is running for Texas District 23 again against the still incumbent Tony Gonzalez, I believe. And he got really close last time, so
yeah,
we're hoping. He is, I believe, taking a pay cut for this job, but he sees it as public service, which is pretty cool, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one on Reddit? Is it the
FGC? Here, I'll just share my screen.
The hell?
The FGC 9 got an FRT of restricted. If you don't know what that
wait.
Uh-huh.
That's what's that?
Gun.
Yeah, that's a 3D printed gun. It's called the frickin' Gun Control 9. I thought
you can't make one of these, but a manufacturer might be able to.
Shout out Tristan from SBI. Do something about it. I don't know.
I already messaged him. I'm like, hey, what about this? He's like,
What?
Interesting.
How?
Mm-hmm.
How
doesn't
of all things? How is a 3D printed PCC the freaking only PCC allowed in this country? Like, what has happened?
It's not a variant of anything else. It's not a variant, right? It's not an AR variant.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Indeed. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there no other PCC that's not a variant of it? FX9 is not considered as a variant of anything else before.
What did the
Caltech isn't?
What the reason they put for the FX9?
No,
they probably
idea.
said it's an AR variant.
Yeah.
Did they say the Caltech Sub 2000 is an AR variant? That's definitely not.
I have no idea.
It's Canadian gun laws. The part that makes sense is that it doesn't make sense.
It's in the footnotes.
I also want to know who submitted it.
Someone submitted it as a joke, and then it's like, wait a minute, what?
Okay, well, IPSC PCC might be back on the menu now. That's
no, because the problem is it's a 3D printed. Like, do you want to be the manufacturer for that? Someone will wear it out day 2, and then you're gonna have to perform like warranty on it.
We need to make a FGC 9 Mark III where it's a chassis gun, so you have your trigger chassis in there, and then just ask the user to keep printing the frame. It's fine. Like, we'll give you the file. Just, that's not the firearm because the metal piece is the firearm. And just keep printing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I have 10 spare frames in my bag for my rain trip. And
One frame per stage.
one frame per stage. That's all you get.
Yeah.
If that's possible, I'm down with it.
Oh man,
That is the funniest thing ever. But okay, cool. There's more information coming out of the P320 discharge case in the Air Force, particularly, which it's not captured on video, right? So there's a arrest made after the shooting death. At the time,
this was the one where the guy had claimed he pulled his gun out of the holster, put it on the table, and it went off and shot him, and no one else was involved. And now they're charging someone else.
Yeah, with involuntary manslaughter.
Someone else,
which is
like I said, there had to have been something else to that story.
Yeah, because it wasn't like most of the police office story where there's usually a camera pointing there.
Yeah.
Like if you unholster your firearm, why would you like point it at yourself and set it down that way?
Well, because he was using these QLS forks, right? So when you push on these, you can take the whole gun and holster out, and you can leave this part behind. So you've got your gun in the holster, and you put it down. It's still safe in the holster, right? Supposedly safe in the holster,
right? But you will still pull it off, and like your barrel will be pointing away from you when you set it down. I'm just thinking that's more natural of a movement.
Sure, but like it's in a holster, it's safe. That's the mindset, right? Now
that's true.
From this charge, none of this happened. Something else happened. Someone else touched that gun, pulled the gun out, did something that they shouldn't have done. Maybe they pulled it out and touched a trigger or something like that, and then they're just like, "Oh, is your gun unloaded?" Oh, no, it's not. Like, who knows? Something like that, though.
Yeah. So more story to follow on this for sure. It's just I found it a little interesting that the initial report made everyone think it was a self-inflicted wound, but it doesn't appear to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a special mention for CTV. If you go on their YouTube channel, they did a special little episode about hunting in Saskatchewan. But like
CTV Saskatchewan.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. They also did a coverage on IPSC Nationals in Alberta. So I just found give a shout out to CTV for doing pretty interesting stuff covering more of our sports, either from a competition shooting scene or from a hunting scene. This is really good to see.
Cool.
And we'll move to new gun stuff. The first one is I think Crusader Arms did it, right?
The P&D. There's what the inside of it looks like.
Somehow I'm not very against it, but Adriel have thoughts.
I'm against it. I don't like clamshell on plastic makes sense, but is like really cheap. Clamshell on aluminum. Oh my God.
It's not a variant of anything. It's great.
It isn't for now. It's not for now, but
the shape is a little too.
It's very AR-ish. Yeah, the shape, but yeah, I vomited a little bit in my mouth when I saw these photos. This looks bad.
I want to know.
It looks like a pain in the ass to reassemble. Like you look at the trigger group here, which are components.
I would agree with that. That thing needs a cassette trigger. Like this is kind of ridiculous.
Because it would be under tension as you're trying to put it back together, and then your pins have to line up. But the thing, like, it's inaccessible. So, because like you can't access it from the top because it's all one piece. So it just looks like a complete pain.
The trigger design is very, very awkward for this particular thing. I think they should have just throw a trigger tack in it, call it a day. That would have made it a little bit more forgivable. Also, like the grip and safety detents have to go weird places. It's a little wonky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go see the picture. I think on CGN or on Reddit, they both have it.
Yeah, I'm less interested in these now. Actually, I'm not interested in these at all.
I just want to know like how well the mag retention would be. Like, if you keep shooting and then the screw is gonna start to back out, and then do you just not retain the mag anymore?
Or things start hitting on the inside, like yeah.
Just say like mag retention's probably not my major concern with that.
The barrel and the BCG contains the pressure. It's fine.
Okay, the barrel and the BCG, but the barrel and the front of the receiver is only held on by like half the amount. The other half is over here.
That is true. Where does the barrel nut go? Fair assessment.
I think that's the answer.
Proprietary barrel nut? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm no longer interested in playing with this toy.
All right, Adriel, can you pull up the other links as well from CGN? The Vortex demo model sale of 2025 has started, and this time it's not at Prophet River. It is at the Calgary Shooting Center. Some stuff still available. I think most of the hottest stuff is already gone by now. I think it started yesterday.
How do you click?
Go up. There is a link to the live inventory here.
Oh, here. Yep. Let's see. They got a Huey for $750.
It's not
Crossfire too.
bad.
Crossfire.
Very cheap crossfires.
Oh, there's a
$145.
$250. That's decent for a red dot, grade B. Diamondback. 12 is a little bit too much. I don't really like 12 for binos, or for like an 8 or 10 at most. 12 is a bit much to be like handheld.
Lean against a tree, you'll be okay.
Yeah, but what happens if there's no tree?
Use a fence post.
I guess. Just got to carry around a fence post and a tree with yourself.
But don't you have a shooting stick everywhere you go?
Yeah, those are decent. These sparks here. I'm gonna use a shooting stick for my gun, not my binos. Spitfire 3, 227, not bad. Spitfire HD 3X, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and the 5X as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, not bad deals. Check them out. Calgary Shooting Center, I think it's CSC. Search for CSC on Google.
C73 is coming in, hey?
They're bloody expensive, though. This is from CGN by Prophet River. Prophet River is bringing in the TC73 9mm. I think it's tube fed. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's tube fed 9mm. This is the one that Kyle and I were playing with.
Yeah, SHOT Show.
Yeah. Threaded, so you can put a suppressor on your case hardened lever gun.
Buckhorn sights. I think top eject.
Yeah, it's got this big sliding thing on the top.
Top eject. I saw I have an exposed like firing pin thingy too. That was the weird part.
Yeah, they got a bolt that's like a really spindly little guy that sits in the middle there. What an odd looking gun.
Was it $27.99 or $2,700? I forgot.
$26.99.
Yeah, $2,700.
It's up there.
Canadian.
It's up there.
There's a short post by Maple Ridge about their straight pulls. I think it's still pretty empty right now, but if you're looking at building a Maple Ridge straight pull rifle, you might want to check them out at CGN, and they'll be able to answer any of your questions. They are just like the SBI LPC. They're not quite exactly the same in terms of parts list comparing to building a AR. So they'll be able to answer any of your tech questions if you have any.
Cool.
And the last one is from Rangeview Sports. For their 500 round Norma 308 clearance. $1 and a little bit over $1
per round. Yeah, $530 for 500 rounds of Norma training 308 ammo. Made in Sweden. That's an incredible.
Fancy.
That's an incredible price.
Is it? Well, yeah, I guess.
No, it is, because Nork stuff is like 80, 90 cents these days per round, and that's steel case, maybe corrosive primers. This is going to be brass cased for, I'd imagine it's brass cased. This is not steel.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be brass.
Brass. Yeah.
I need to think how much I can reload 308 for. I haven't
10
done it.
boxes of 50 rounds.
Wait, what? Oh, that's interesting.
50 round boxes.
Huh.
Neat. But this is range view. What's this actually come to when you go to shipping?
Yeah, their shipping is really crazy. But if you're local, you can pick them up.
Yeah, you'd have to, because what's our shipping going to be here?
They changed their website.
Yeah, they did. How do I? Here, I gotta hide my screen here while I put some information in.
You should put the government Alberta address in there just to give you an estimate.
Where's? Okay, I guess I have to fill that in. Shipping is $79.
Ooh.
Yeah, which would take it up to $639 over 500 rounds. That's still the $1.08.
It's probably not bad still, yeah.
No, wait, that's wrong. $639 divided by 500. So it's $1.28. $1.28 a round after all that.
Not terrible. Man, shipping is expensive though. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're local to Rangeview Sports, definitely take a look at that, because that's a really good price.
For sure. All right, that's all the new gun stuff we have for this week. Let's go to the main topic, which I've been talking about for quite a bit. I'm going to talk about what was ITAR, but I have a collection of notes for the legality of bringing things from the US to Canada. And I would like to share these notes. I'm not a lawyer. Please have your lawyer double confirm everything you're about to do, as it can be either a felony or a criminal offense in Canada. All right, so let me share my screen because I do have quite a few links. I'll post all the links onto our Discord so everyone can refer to them and do additional research on those topics. Share screen. All right, let's start with the easy export. This is one of the links that I found a listener Richard has provided us. It gives a pretty high level overview of how things are done. For example, EI99 parts, some of the if you have a 0A501 Tech Y product, they're controlled but not licensed, for example. So give this a read, but this is not where most of my conclusions are drawn from, just because it is not a government entity. So we'll start from basically how it started, why our community in Canada call it ITAR, because there was, and I think still is, a ITAR exemption for Canadians, which allows you to bring over not only firearm parts, but some of the more advanced stuff, such as like optics, missile stuff. Missile
stuff?
Yeah, like nuclear things. There's a list. Although I don't know how many of these things are under $500, but the exemption does exist. And I guess it was done for example, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, and these companies in Canada, where they're in Canada, but they have to go through this border. So these things would be considered as controlled goods on the Government of Canada's side of things. And they have a particular definition of controlled goods, which is actually dictated by the US people. So that would be anything on their munition list, PAR 121, this is a part of that document, and category 1, 2, 3 US munition list. And you will see basically all the stuff are, this is just 4, I think. General availability, 123-16. Oh, there you go. There was a list of all the crazy things that's considered that. There's like full autos. I think the closest thing.
Let's be practical. What can you bring over? Like what's because like in my experience, I bought everything through Brownells, and they just figured it out. And there was some like Boyd's has some stocks that are okay, and then they have a tactical stock that's black. It's the same fucking thing. And that,
but it's controlled.
Controlled was
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, that those rules / laws were so ridiculous because you couldn't bring in a Safariland shooting belt without import-export permit.
That is interesting. Well, here's the document for 121-1. Yeah, firearm using caseless ammunition, full auto 50 cal, and then it only goes like beyond this. Let's go to like category 2 is 50 cals and above, guns or howitzers, recoilless rifles.
So okay, let's start breaking this down, because I know like optics, there's certain restrictions around optics because of reticles and whatnot. Is there a section in there that kind of breaks that down? Because I don't know the specifics on it, but I know like optics and with reticles, there was a thing on that where import-export was tricky.
Not really. This doesn't give a very conclusive thing about what optics fall into, but that'll be one of the later discussions I'll bring up, is how things are categorized. So as I mentioned previously, if you buy something from Brownells, they will give you the category listing for that particular item, and that will help you determine if you fall under that list or not. So if it's, I haven't bought anything that's properly ITAR controlled since I got into this after 2020. So there is a note here where, let me find it. So after, I think it's March of 2020, most of the what used to be what we call ITAR controlled items are moved over to the export control list instead. Let me see what the exact wording was. Okay, so this is in the document. A revision of firearm license requirements, a rule by the Industry and Security Bureau on April 30th, 2024. Firearms and related items has been controlled in a current structure by the Commerce Department, Commerce under EAR since March 9th, 2020. When jurisdiction over certain item firearms and related items would transfer from the U.S. State Department's United States munition list, the one we just looked at, to the Commerce Control List, which is what it is now. So the Canadian exemption under what defense and controlled goods doesn't really apply to us sport shooters or hunters anymore. So I want to point this out to lead into the discussion. Like, this is why it was mentioned as ITAR before, and that's how it was relevant at the time and how it is irrelevant now, so to speak. Again, I'll attach all of this if you're interested in looking at the Canadian exemptions for like temporary. This is more like military related things. And that will lead us to what it is now, which is, share my other screen. Which is this. This is the Commerce Control List. supplement number 1 to part 774. And in category 0, it's pretty broad. It says nuclear material facility and equipment, and miscellaneous items includes everything.
Oh, crap.
I know it's kind of
so depressed now.
Oh, because we can't have nuclear materials and equipment. So the large category you want to look at is the 0A501 firearms category, and then shotgun would be in 502. I didn't do a lot of research on shotguns, but I believe most of the things apply, but do your own homework as well. First is the licensing requirement, and there's reason for control. There's a attachment list supplement to it, a commerce control list overview, and country chart. So there's the reason of control. There's biological chemical weapons, nuclear, national security, missile technology, regional stability, firearm conventions, crime control, anti-terrorism, lots of things. So basically, for us, you want to look at Canada. And Canada is only under CB1, which is the list, and FC1, which for us, it doesn't apply. So you don't need a license to export 0A501.Y parts, which is a select part of firearms. I've seen some stock parts that I order from Brownells having that code, but they did the export on that one, so I'm not too sure on that. But from what I understand, since this is license exempt, it wouldn't go into your what we always know for the $500 limit on this. And then you go to a list-based license exemption, which is where your LVS, limited value shipment, applies. That is your code for your exemption, and your entire shipment has to be under $500. There's a specific ruling about you cannot split orders. For example, if you have 3 friends traveling together, you cannot make a Brownells order for $1,500 and go across the border like that. That's technically not okay, from what I understand. And it will give you $500 for 501 C, D, and X. That is for any destination that is not on the ban list. Or you have the .E as well if your destination is Canada. So that gives you a little bit more leeway. And if you go down the list, it tells you what they are. So for example, CDEX. So C is the parts and components designed for a commodity controlled For example, barrel cylinders, barrel extensions, mounting blocks, trunnions, bolt, most of your parts and components. And some of the fire control groups, like your triggers, have a special designation on them. And D includes detachable magazine of 10 to 50 rounds. So D60 would be kind of a gray thing. I personally wouldn't try it. But I found it funny, it's 17 to 50. So like what does a 10 round magazine count for? I'm not too sure. There's a note. Was a capacity of 16 or less is controlled as 501.x. So there you go. And what is .x? It tells you that too. If you're ordering from Brownells, you don't have to do a lot of this because they give you the 501 code for it. So then you would know maybe you need to return a few things that's not on this list that you can't bring over. But basically, this is the master document you need to refer to have the $500 exemption on your commerce control list export. It doesn't mention how you can transport it. So bringing it over seems to be fine, and you should be able to ship them too. But that's not a guarantee.
And then there, like, I posted a link in the chat there And yeah, like I mean, even like all your scopes and that, it's got its own section. Telescopic sights, holographic sights, reflex or red dot sights, reticle sights, or other sighting devices that contain optical elements, laser aiming devices, or laser illuminators. So, I mean, it's covering all that.
Good. And this is the section for export clearance requirements. So, do you need to do a what they call electronic export information filing through the AES? If your export requires a license, you automatically have to do this. But because you're exempt, then you don't have to do this unless you have these situations. Again, 600 series is like serious military equipment and stuff. And from what I see here, a $500 shipments of firearm parts only through Canada, and it mentions transshipped through Canada to a third destination. That's not the case for us. You will be fine. You don't have to do a electronic filing. And there's like special stipulation if you're shipping into areas of controversy, let's say PRC, Russia, Venezuela, things like that. So that's a general overview of how the bring firearm components through from the U.S. to Canada.
Well, the thing is, like you were mentioning, like going to a third country. It doesn't matter for the $500 exemption or your import export. When you file for that, they're going to make sure that you can't sell it or move it to a third party country when you do that.
I'm thinking that
otherwise if you answer yes, I think that you have a whole other massive import export to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. This document is not quite designed for an end user to use. Just know it's a possibility. This is more for like the title of a nuclear materials facility and equipment. Like it's a very broad, all-encompassing document that's really designed for more serious stuff. But it's just because firearm is kind of in that category and they have to push everything kind of towards this. But most stuff are off ITAR now, so that's kind of a benefit. I don't know if we have any Australian viewers out there. Back in the day, were you, Australians I'm talking about, able to bring things across under ITAR? Because I believe that exemption was pretty exclusive to Canada, and now this is, in a sense, broader. I don't know how that maybe affects other countries because they can still bring over $500 worth of 501c, D, and X parts to other places. Except if your country's on this list, then it's a no-no. Different issue. Hopefully I didn't raise more questions than I explained, but at least I have more documents to share on Discord, so do check them out.
Questions. So just like give it to me easy. What can you bring over the border as a Canadian? Or what can you order from the States with no extra hassle?
Like directly from the States?
Yeah.
Anything that's under 501c, D, E, and X.
What's that mean?
Ask Brownells. They will tell you.
Oh, that was the case before.
True, but you can have, if you're going to the States, you can have, for example, Kyle receive your Brownells order and you can bring it across without paying Brownells for shipping. So that's a benefit.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I am getting an SKS stock.
What kind of SKS stock?
A folding.
Does it look like a Mini 30? Is that the one or no?
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, that also brings up like these documents. That's what you can export out of the States. You still got to look at what Canada's going to let in. So
Canada actually
something to keep
doesn't
in mind.
have. That's correct, but Canada doesn't actually have that much requirements. If you go search on Canada Border Control, they mentions that you can have any parts. They actually mentions parts does not require a license, which is kind of crazy to me. But basically,
30-round mags, suppressors.
Well, I'm thinking those are just prohibited
handgun.
devices, but different issue.
I can't bring those in.
Well, handguns you cannot do it on this list anyway because any serialized part will be on a different category. Can't bring serialized part across. But I think through the E exemption, you can, under E, it's receiver frames and complete breech mechanism, including casting, forging, stamping, and machine items thereof, specially designed for a commodity controlled by the paragraph A and B of this entry, which is basically a semi-auto or non-automatic firearm. So you can bring a set of receivers over, which I found is also a little crazy. You just can't bring full guns. But I thought in the
Receiver's the
US,
serialized part.
right? That's what I'm thinking too.
The company's not going to sell you a serialized part. Like that's got to go through. Even like down here, like FFL is not going to sell you that unless you can go through background check or you have your concealed carry, whatever that state's laws is. Like, it's a serialized part. No company's going to sell it to you and just
Right, but
walk across the border with it.
I can fly to New Mexico and buy one and you go across the border with it. That I don't know. That I'm not sure. But
and that's where Canada and the US are aligned. The serialized part is the firearm.
That's what I thought too. But maybe it's talking only the upper.
Well, that's prohibited in Canada, but yeah, that
too.
Could be upper receiver. It could be the frame for like a 320 because fire control group. So there are
true.
ones that could fall in there, but
so as I mentioned, it's not the clearest documents ever, but we're given what we have. So I'm pretty sure most serialized parts, at least full firearms, you are required to go through the whole filing process, and you need a license for that. So that's a whole different discussion. This is more for what my imagined use case would be. I have parts in the States I either bought or online ordered to send to a valid address. I pick them up, I cross the border back into Canada. This doesn't cover that much about mailing stuff, but I imagine Canada Post wouldn't love it. I can just say
They don't
that.
care. They don't care.
That's what happened to our Brownells order, though.
Did Canada Post stop it, or did CBSA stop it?
Well, CBSA again.
Stopped it.
If you're present, then at least you can show things. But I don't think CPSA want to hold on to your package of firearm parts and let you explain the situation. Well, there are some considerations there as well. I just think about buying a Mini 30 stock. Who made that?
Oh, Hush Holsters. And they're
company? Okay.
Here, 1 second. I think we showed it one time. Let me just open that up, and I'll show you guys. And they're sending it to me for review.
Ooh.
This dealing.
Do you have to chop anything?
No, I think it's the full stock. So like wood. You get a wood one. That's like that.
Cool.
It's very fancy.
Yeah, I think it's kind of neat.
Cool. We'll see you running 3 guns with SKS soon then.
No, I'm running the M1 Grand until they ban it. And then I'll be running the 22 because the SKS is going to get banned at the same time. Oh, unless if I run out of 308, then maybe I'll use the SKS.
Then you should buy some Norma. That's expensive.
That's a lot to have on hand, and just to have it get banned. I have enough in Orc. I have a lot of 308. I don't think I need any more right now. 3 of those are 308. 3 of those big 50 cal cans. So I think I'm good for now.
He's flush on COA. Good. Going to listener feedback. Do we have an email?
No.
Okay. I'll do the YouTube comments then. We have 2 from M485 and 2 from Eddie. Dustin, do you mean after the Indy you didn't hear the God damn it, Archer? What?
There's an adult cartoon Archer, and it is absolutely hilarious.
Okay. All right.
Recommend that for homework.
Okay. The second comment from M485 is, all right, someone mentioned no TSA approved lock, so I don't have to. Well, glad you guys appreciate my totally not immature humor.
From the week before, the 3-inch comment.
Okay. Cool. Fly right over. Not going to understand. All right, go into Eddie. Dustin, regarding appendix carry to P320, if properly done, it would not be pointed at your junk. CCW instructors on YouTube have explained that properly adjusted holster use spacers to point it away from your body. As for CTV carrying an article on the Tabor National Championship, good on them. However, they might risk losing their liberal legacy media bribe. I mean funding for positive reporting on firearms. Yeah, they also did an article on hunting this week, so pretty cool. And last comment from Eddie, I have to agree that traveling by air with firearms in Canada is a pain. Going through Montreal over a decade ago, I had a young female CATSA agent freak out after I declared my firearms. She insisted that she call her supervisor. Her coworker rolled his eyes and apologized for the delay. She asked if the pistols were unloaded. I verbally confirmed they were. When she asked if I had double checked, I started to unlock the case locks. That's when she really went into panic mode and told me not to open it. Okay. I asked if she wanted me to check them again. She yelled, "Don't open it," while not in French, I'm surprised. While waiting for the supervisors, they x-rayed by checked bag. He saw the engraved pocket knife that all finalists at the Canadian Championship were given, and start questioning why I had it. Isn't it a checked bag? Why do they care? Her coworker chimed in and informed her it's fine in a checked bag. Yeah. Her supervisor finally showed up and asked what's up. She explained I have firearms. He's nonchalantly asked if I had any proper paperwork. She confirmed I did. He replied, I can go, and walked away. I got the impression she was a real homophobic Karen. At least I know.
Or new.
Yeah, fair. You would imagine they would know about like checked baggages was controlled restricted items.
I don't know, man.
They can't be expected to know every last rule in that book. Same thing as police officers. Like, it's, and especially if it's something that's
complicated,
not dealt with all the time, right?
That's true, but I don't know.
I mean, there are ways to handle it, not freak out, but
there's literally a little card at the check-in desk. Here are the things that can fly only in checked baggages, and it will be one of those lines. So I would say it's too uncommon, but what do I know? And that's all the YouTube comments we have for this week. Do we have anything else on Spotify, Patreon?
Haven't seen anything.
All
TikTok?
right.
Nothing on TikTok?
Nothing on
No, we're
TikTok?
not on TikTok.
You guys have been doing your TikTok dances, right?
No idea where they are.
To
Don't have
help,
that.
to help with the Israel versus Palestine war?
Really?
We had to
I
TikTok
need to be
dance
doing
for
my
that.
part. Yeah. See, that's why it's not over. I haven't been doing the dances.
Kyle, your brain's suffering to the people in Middle East. That's unacceptable. We have sponsor links. Are we moving our sponsor link for Cabela's to
It
Bass
will
Pro?
be moving to Bass Pro. Yeah.
Okay, so
That link will still work right now, but they're going to move everything to Bass Pro. They've been changing the name. They're moving the website. It's happening.
that is funny. They just want to eliminate that name, eh? Anyway, we have affiliate links on our website, slamfireradio.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh. And you can click on a link before you shop at Cabela's or Brownells, and we'll get a little kickback. Thank to our supporter on Patreon. And if you'd like to email the show, send them to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Shoutouts and recommendations. Adriel?
I don't know. Brandon Herrera's 50 that he's going to stop working on and go pretend to be a congressman for a while instead. He put a new video out on the 50, the AK-50, but
It's
rather
going
than
I
on
haven't
the
even
shelf.
watched that one yet.
what's that?
I haven't even watched that one yet.
I'll shout out everybody at Rocky Mountain, staff, competitors, sponsors. It was rough being there not shooting, but all those people combined made it worth it and made it an enjoyable trip. And I didn't hear really much for any complaints from the match. Like, they did an amazing job. We were knocking on wood all weekend because there were no major issues or anything. So yeah, hats off to those guys.
Why don't you shoot it?
Because I would have had to shoot it in the middle of the week, and actually that kind of ticked me off because I had field work on Tuesday. I was in the office, which I was planning on doing just up in the cabin, but then I had to be at someplace in person on Thursday for a meetup, and found out Wednesday night that got canceled. So I did not have time to shoot the staff match, but I already said that I was going to work it, so went up and worked it, which I didn't mention this. Holy cow, like the staff, like, there was 50 some staff there. Like, the staff
How many
exploded. There was 12 stages, but these are long stages. Like, they're running 5-minute part times.
Oh man, what a battle that would be.
Like,
You just try to survive. Goal, survive.
yeah, like they are long stages, and but yeah, so yeah, it turns out I could have left Tuesday night and shot it over the 2 days, but it didn't work out that way. So yeah.
I would give a shout out to the two companies I bought from this week, Prophet River and Calgary Shooting Center. Good customer service. Cool. Join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Player. Join the CCFR, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Good night, Kelly.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.